and welcome to A Book in 5 Minutes. My name is Lindsay Milner and I'm a training and development consultant, and I work with people who want to take control of their working life and learn to look forward to Monday mornings. This week's book is very appropriate, How to Be Happy at Work. Let's make sure we've got the light on it correctly. And it's written by Annie McKee. Now, this book title is a title that I would have wanted to use when I get to writing a book. So obviously I had to have a read of it and see what I thought of her approach. And she talks about three things being of vital importance: the power of purpose, hope, and friendships. Now, on the whole, I do agree with the approach and the things that she's saying in general, but for me there are just a few issues with the book. We'll start with purpose. Now, if you've read or heard anything that I've done before, you'll know that I think purpose at work, knowing and understanding and being committed to your purpose at work, is vital. So that's fine. I'm in 100% agreement with her here. Hope. For me, this is the weakest part of the book. First of all, hope. If you're in a really horrible situation, it's very difficult to feel that you've got any hope. So just saying that you need hope at work, to me, has the wrong kind of feel to it. And also, I found some of the exercises in this section very, very challenging. They were reflective exercises, and it kind of took me back to when I first started reading self-development books. All the things saying think positive. It didn't matter how many times they tell you to think positive, it's really hard to do without strategies and appropriate support. The third section, friendships. Again, I think I will have mentioned before that friendships at work are important. They really do help to improve your work situation if you feel that you've got good friends at work. But where I sort of fell out with this book is the very first story that she gives here is about Sunglass Hut. And how everybody there, has lots of fun and they're all supportive and everything of each other. But to me, that's not talking about friendships. That's talking about organisational culture. So if you're in an organisation that doesn't have a good culture, that doesn't have a culture that supports its people, values their contribution, encourages openness and trust, then friendships at work are not really, I don't think that's what she was talking about at the beginning of that section, and that kind of put me off a little. The other thing that I've got against this is that she talks quite a lot about the case studies that she's got, the stories. She talks about head of marketing at Unilever and massive organisations like that. And I just didn't find that very relatable. I mean, if you're a teaching assistant in a school, if you're a project worker for a small charity, if you're in retail or in a call centre, or if you're in admin at your local council, these case studies, you're talking about heading up massive teams. You can obviously influence the culture from that position. And it's not that relatable for people who are in those other types of jobs. For me, the second part of the book was significantly better because she does give you some useful advice and some useful strategies to help deal with the situation that you're in. And even if you're not head of marketing at Unilever, there is some useful advice that you can get there. And there are reflective exercises at the end of each chapter. I've got one other observation about this book, and that is I found it really difficult to get into. She talks about, she will be giving you examples of stories and case studies, and as I've said, I'm not sure they're all that relatable, but she does do this. She does give stories and examples of to illustrate her points. But I think where it falls down for me is she talks about the point first and then gives you the story. Other books, for example, The Best Place to Work, that starts with a story about 2 Indian restaurants in San Francisco. A Good Day at Work, that starts with a story about the author's first job. So they really hook you in at the beginning of the book and make you want to read more about why are they telling me this story, how is it helpful? And as you read on, you discover how it does illustrate the point that they want to make. And I think this book really suffers from the lack of that. The upshot for me, I think, is if you're looking for some useful strategies, if you're ready to implement them, and if you're good with solo thinking type exercises, then yeah, this book is worth considering. If you just want to get a better understanding of how to have a good workplace and how you can influence the workplace culture, then I think Ron Friedman's Best Place to Work is a better investment of your time. So that's my verdict on How to Be Happy at Work by Annie McKee. That's a book in 5 minutes, and let me know what you think in the comments below, and I will see you next time. Bye for now and have a great day at work. Bye.